Hey YouTube, Puff and Snuff here. Ian checking in. As always, from beautiful Northeast Ohio, chilly Northeast Ohio. Fall is here, and thank God for that. Um, very excited to do this review. Very excited to finally be trying this Snuff. We are talking Old Mill Bananas Foster. I've wanted to try this since and we have a visitor. Mr. Winston the Bulldog stopping by to see what's going on. Anyway, since I got the newsletter, the PDF that Old Mill sends out periodically, have really been looking forward to this one. I'm a big banana fan, and so far, any other banana snuff has really kind of disappointed. Sam Gawith's banana I thought was really just not good. I like Sam Gawith. They do a lot of really good snuffs. I love their black coffee, for example. But a lot of their fruit snuffs taste or smell too chemically. They taste very artificial. Stoke makes a banana snuff, but that's mentholated, and I typically do not care for menthol. So it wasn't my cup of tea, which is not an indictment of Stoke's banana. It's just it doesn't run to my personal tastes. So very excited to get a hold of this. And I've actually had it for about a week and a half, staring at it, but I've been fighting this nasty head cold. So it's kind of been taunting me from the snuff fridge that I have downstairs. So I ordered a medium-sized tin, and again, Old Mill does not sell snuff by weight. They sell it by volume, small, medium, large. And I can tell you that that doesn't look like a huge tin, but he packs that stuff in there so tight that there is a truckload of snuff in that medium tin. I did order a couple large tins. I picked up Suzette, which if you watch the Suzette review, you know how much I love that, and 3 large tins of Evangeline, which is... I am finally willing to be okay with saying it is my favorite snuff, even more so than Viking Dark. I almost feel kind of dirty saying that, but it is what it is. So, on to the review. In the tin, it is that kind of medium brown, almost a cocoa powdery brown. It's moderately moist. It pills a little bit. It'll stick to your finger just a little bit. Yep, there you go. But not super wet, not super sticky, sopping wet, but a fair amount of moisture. I would call it probably a medium to medium fine, probably a medium fine grind, which moderate moisture, medium fine to me says should be fairly easy to take. And obviously, this is not my first pinch of this. I was playing with this last night and again this morning. I can tell you it is very easy to take. In the tin, it's a little surprising in the tin because I don't get a whole lot of banana out of the tin aroma. What I get predominantly is citrus. Let me shoot back real quick. His description is that, quit growling. Everything's fine. It's ripe bananas caramelized in butter, which to me, butter, if Old Mill has kind of a signature component, signature scent, it's whenever he uses butter. It has he's using real butter, so it's no surprise it has a very authentic buttery scent, much like if you're, melting over low heat butter in a saucepan. It has that nutty kind of quality, semi-salty kind of quality to it. Sam Gawith, Hogarth, they have the Lakeland essence, that floral, soapy. To me, Toke always kind of has a general kind of sweetness going on no matter what the snuff is. And so to me, if there's a signature to Old Mill stuff, it's any time they use the butter. Anyway, so we got bananas caramelized in butter. Brazilian muscovado sugar, which is another component he uses an awful lot. Black rum, molasses, vanilla bean, a little bit of allspice, cinnamon stick, and some blood orange zest. So I will say that I get more in the tin of the blood orange zest than I do the banana. And get a little bit of vanilla. and a little bit of the cinnamon. And you know, the faint rum molasses booziness going on, but not a lot of banana here. But trusty check tool dedicated to snuff because I'm not nearly classy enough to have a snuff spoon. But I got a million of the check tools. Take a nice healthy pinch. And yeah, very easy to take. I am covered in snuff. Let's see if we can clean that off a little bit. Super easy to take. It settles in very nicely right here. You get a little bit of the burn. I'm not the best judge in nicotine unless something is loaded with the stuff. I don't usually pick up on it, but it does have that nicotine burn. I don't get the pulse that you'll get in your nose from time to time. So for whatever that's worth. The first thing I'm picking up is very similar to Suzette. I actually get the blood orange zest and the butter first. I can tell you that that's true whenever I've taken it indoors. If I were to walk outside right now into some fresh air, a little different air pattern, the banana comes out a lot quicker. Indoors, it's almost like Suzette that then morphs into a bananas Foster, that then morphs again into a banana bread. Outdoors, it goes right into the banana Foster, and then there is that kind of banana bready quality. But after a few seconds in the nose, the citrus, would you quit growling? Would you please quit growling? You're fine. You just ate. Yeah. What the hell was I saying? Anyway, the citrus starts to fade, the banana starts to come out. I think the rum and molasses and vanilla is always kind of in the background there. The allspice, cinnamon, they're not forward in the scent at all. To me, you got to kind of work a little bit to pick them up, but they're definitely in there. I think what strikes me as odd is I find something faintly minty in there at the beginning, along with the blood orange zest that kind of recedes with the citrus scent. And I don't know why, because there's nothing in the description to me that should suggest there's anything minty. I don't see any components in the description that when they work together should have anything kind of minty going on. And I don't mean to say that this is that it feels like it's a minted snuff, like there's a lot of mint in there. There's just a little hint of something faintly spearminty going on, but not really. So it's weird in a very good way, but it's kind of weird. As I'm talking, there's virtually no back drip. There's a little bit of front drip wanting to move on me. I will say this is my second take on this video, so that was my, I think, third pinch in the last 10 minutes. So you know that could be playing a role here. Boy, but once those bananas come out, man, they are there and they are fantastic. And it's very much banana and butter and rum, and then everything else just kind of sits in that background, and it's there if you're looking for it, but it's not getting in the way of anything either. Eventually, the rum and molasses and even the vanilla to a degree start to fade, and what you're left with is something less like bananas Foster and more like banana bread, which certainly is not a downgrade. And that, I'm guessing, is from the nuttiness of the butter, the natural nuttiness that comes along with using certain burleys. Oh, God, that is good. And so this is another one of those blends that kind of morph over time. It changes in your nose over the course of a few minutes. It changes faster if you're in kind of an open airflow or outdoor sort of environment. I'd imagine if I popped that window right now and did a whole nother pinch, it's a very different experience. It kind of skips through that citrus phase a lot quicker. I don't know that I would necessarily want it to. I think it's very enjoyable. But yeah, at first blush, when it first hits your nose, it has a lot in common with Suzette. which, again, if you check out the review I did on that, you know I love that snuff. To date, it remains my favorite fruit-scented snuff. I'm going to do one more pinch of this. Oh, covered in snuff. It's probably not necessarily the best thing that it's so easy to take, because I could see myself shoveling a third of this tin up there over the course of a few hours. Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to say about this that I haven't already said. Obviously, it's fantastic. It's another example of Old Mill Snuff taking a bunch of different components that very easily could clash, could very easily kind of be competing to outshine each other, but everything does exactly what it's supposed to do. If you are looking for a banana snuff, I don't think this is going to get you where you're trying to go. It is certainly better. It's not even in the same league as the Galwith banana, and you know, I would imagine that the Stoke banana, which I did try, is probably more banana-y than this. But if you don't like menthol or mentholated fruit snuffs, you know, it's probably not your best option. But this is not a banana blast. You know, this is not going to be like taking a banana snuff. There's a lot more going on in that, and it's certainly more like what it's supposed to be, which is bananas Foster. You know, the longer it sits in there, and this is another thing with Old Mill, as you take subsequent pinches, it's not just that it changes throughout one pinch. If you load a new pinch on top of there, you know, once you get 3 pinches or so in the nose, the rum and molasses and vanilla stick around a little more. And in the nose, it stays more like bananas Foster and doesn't kind of morph into that banana bread quite as quickly. So there's, you know, you can play with this snuff and get it to do, I think, a few different things. Really, really good. It, to me, has completely lived up to the hype that I built up in my own head. Not really a bad thing to say about it. Like I said, the only drawback I would say is if you fooled yourself and haven't really read the description of what they're trying to do, and you're trying to get just a pure banana snuff. This ain't it. Otherwise, man, this is fantastic. For me, it's easily a 9 out of 10. It is definitely something to. And there's the bulldog hanging out again, sitting there trying to hide, apparently. Definitely something worth ordering again, something worth having on hand. So I think it kind of goes hand in hand to me with the Suzette. If you're looking for a fruit dessert themed snuff, it's going to be hard to beat this one. So 9 out of 10 from me. And that's going to do it. I have a few other videos. I say this every video. I have a million videos that I'm planning on doing this week. But we are now strong into my snuffing and piping season. You know, summer is always kind of a slow time for me in that regard. I have Evangeline, which I would like to do a side-by-side comparison of Evangeline and Acadia. They are cousins. They're both Old Mill. And I got a handful of pipe videos lined up as well now that we are into the cool weather piping. So, guys, that's all for me. I think I've drugged this out far longer than I'd planned. So I am going to scoot. You guys have a good one. Bananas Foster Old Mill, 9 out of 10. Try it. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. All right, guys, take it easy.